Hello and welcome to another Pauper video. I'm kalikaiz and we're playing Familiars today. This deck is one of my favorite decks to play, and I think that this is probably the most well-positioned version of Familiars in the metagame. So what are we playing? We're playing Seagate Oracle, a 1/3 human wizard that when it ETBs, you get to look at the top two cards of your library, put one in your hand and the other on the bottom of your library. That's like a sleight of hand. We're pairing it with Medium Minds because we can convoke a bunch of creatures, and we're spewing out a bunch of birds with Murmuring Mystic. So this is our sort of combo win condition. It creates a bird whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell. So because of this win condition, we can trim to 2 Archaeomancers. And then this version of the deck makes Thraben Charm a lot better because we have more creatures in play. And I'm still playing Counterspell specifically because I want to be able to stop Monarch stuff, Initiative, and Ponza stuff. Other than that, the mana base, I'm going to 20 lands, splitting the fetch lands between Contaminated Landscape and Ash Barrens, which each have their own uses. Landscape, you can play it and tap it for mana, and then later sacrifice it like in Evolving Wilds, plus cycle it. But Ash Barrens is more useful for fetching up untapped plains, which can be useful for the Dust to Dust in the sideboard. Sideboard consists of Dust to Dust and Revoke Existence, some more Thraben Charms, which I've just been super impressed with, Counterspell and Negate, and 4 Hydroblast for the red decks. If you're interested in getting a sideboard guide for this exact list, check out patreon.com/kalikaiz, and hopefully I'll see you there. Make sure to like and subscribe. Let me know what you thought about the deck. It's very strong. And check out cardmarket.com, the largest seller of Magic the Gathering cards in Europe. If you want to pick this deck up for your battle box, make sure to join the Familiars Discord or the other Discords that are linked in the description below to get in touch and let us know how you like to build and play the deck. All right, let's go hop into the league. We're here in round 1 on the play versus Raynar. They like to play all sorts of different stuff. Storm or Mono Blue Terror. I'm going to mulligan the first hand because of no lands, and this hand seems a lot better. I think we probably put back the Murmuring Mystic here as the least effective spell, and we're looking to play Godpharaoh's Faithful and lead up to Drifter Ephemerate. Okay, we're going to keep this hand, put back the Murmuring Mystic, and play the Floodplain. So let's see what our opponent's up to. There's a mountain. Okay, they're on regular burn, so that's good. No sort of shenanigans. We're going to play Godpharaoh's Faithful and pass the turn. Again, actually, if we wanted, like, block and flicker, I don't think I'm going to do that, though. Like, we can block and hit off with the Ephemerate. I guess it stops them from using their turn very effectively. We're blocking. They're going to Lightning Bolt. I'll just Ephemerate it. So we stop them from developing their board, which is good. We're going to Ephemerate the Faithful, keep the Ephemerate in the graveyard. So here I think I just get an island and play it out. Pass the turn. I guess this next turn, I could still look to block. That gave us 4 life, basically. They're going to play a creature first. Plays a Synthesizer, okay. So we're looking for them to whiff on a land. They find Goblin Sledder. And they're going to attack. I'll block again. Okay, they pass. We'll cycle for an island. Bet I can't Drifter Ephemerate now, but, you know, we built up to it. Find a Contaminated Landscape. I think I'm going to just evoke this Mole Drifter and see what happens. Not expecting to find an Ephemerate, so I'm not playing that out because I could play the Contaminated Landscape here. We're going to play the Landscape and fetch. There was a chance that I drew a Chancery, and I could have played that to pick up the plains. All right, on his turn. On my turn, we have the option of playing Familiar and fetching, or just hard casting the Lorien Revealed. Now we're at 20 because of the Evoke. Our opponent's going to get in. I'll keep blocking. So if I can soak up another 4 damage, that'd be awesome, actually. They're probably going to bolt. Okay, Chain Lightning. Another Faithful, very nice. Let's just draw 3 cards first. Could draw 3 cards or play Faithful Familiar, but I think I want to just get this going. Now I have double Faithful. Okay. Plays a Voldaren Epicure. They finally hit their other land. And a Goblin Tomb Raider, so they can attack for 3. Gets in. We're looking for a creature here, so we can Ephemerate it. We find Meeting the Minds. Go Faithful. Play a Familiar. And I probably should have played out the Contaminated Landscape here, to be honest. Let's snap the Tomb Raider. Make them recast it. Untap these. Play the Godpharaoh's Faithful. Then I'm actually going to just go ahead and medium mines. See what I draw. Island. Okay, let's play another familiar. And now we're pretty well set for blocks on the ground. Currently at 19. Looking for us to draw some blue spells. We play out some more creatures with a Tomb Raider and a Lackey. And we're just going to block and block. Doesn't really matter if we block the Lackey or the Epicure here. The one thing I'm concerned about is, okay, can I take all the goblins off the table? They bolt the Faithful. All right, now we're kind of down to nothing. We have Counterspell in hand. I'm going to fetch for an island and pass the turn. If I can take all their goblins off the table, then they can't use Goblin Grenade on me. But here we're just hanging out. We've drawn 3 draw spells. We're going to get in for a lot. Okay, block, block, block. Go to 16. Go for Lightning Bolt. I will cast a Counterspell. Go to 17. They're doing this in the damage step, which is funky. Okay, second main. 2 cards in hand for the opponent. They play a Blast Runner. Blast Runner is one of the scarier things from the familiar standpoint. We find a Snap. We have to just kind of pass. They can sacrifice their Synthesizer, which will turn the Blast Runner into a 3/2. Looks like they're just going to Kuldotha Rebirth the Synthesizer, finding a mountain. Be good for them. Now they have 3 mana. Plays the mountain from exile. They're going to discard a mountain, 1 card in hand. Block all these and take 4 damage. I'm trying to save my snaps and stuff at the moment. See what happens. Any Muldrifter or Seagate Oracle or Medium Mines, all those things would be good. Ghostly Flicker, still not that good. We just have so many good draws, we're just sitting on waiting for them. Play a Synthesizer. And we're hoping that they don't rip a Bushwhacker, I guess. Finding a mountain. So they play the mountain, tapping for red. They have another Kuldotha in hand. Maybe they're looking to Goblin Grenade us? Goblin Grenade. Okay, that puts us to 8. We're taking... and just make some blocks here. Block, block, block. So it's 3, 4, 5, 6. Going to 2. Guess I can just snap this right now. That'll make us just take 3 damage. They have to recast it. So they can't really use their Reckless Lackey this turn. I guess they could use the Lackey, draw a card, and then replay it, because the Lackey creates a treasure token. Go to 6. They cast the Goblin Blast Runner and pass the turn. Come on! Okay, we find a Seagate Oracle. Start with that. So this is great. This is a deck that's much better against the Ground Pounders because of all the Seagate Oracles and stuff. We're going to take the Muldrifter here. Evoke the Muldrifter. And then I can... Oops, I tapped way too much mana. I didn't realize I had so many familiars in play. Okay, that's fair. Draw. Going to flicker these 2. Draw 3 more cards. Gain some more life. Now that I've got the white floating, I'm considering casting this familiar here. And I want to put the card selection underneath the raw card draw. Find a Preordain and an Archaeomancer. So that is GG, I believe. We'll go Chancery, pick up the island, or the plains, with Archaeomancer. This is infinite life, we just get back to Flicker. Alright, cool. They see it, and we go to game 2. So sideboarding. 4 Hydroblast coming in. We don't really need the Thraben Charm, because the Hydroblast is better than that. The counterspells are pretty slow. And then you could... I think I'm going to cut in 1 Ephemerate for 1 Negate. I like having them 2 Murmuring Mystics because it's a huge roadblock for the red deck. Okay, so our hand here, our opponent's keeping 7 cards. I think this hand is probably a trap because our first thing we're going to be doing is not until turn 3, and there's a possibility of them raising us. These are really slow, so I'm going to mulligan. This is a lot better. We can keep and put back the Ash Barrens here. I don't know if they're going to have raise. I'm pretty concerned that they will, though. So our plan is like, okay, we'll go island, pass. Turn 2, probably play out the familiar. And turn 3, we're looking to snap into a Seagate Oracle. Our opponent on turn 2 is going to Kuldotha Rebirth. And are they going to blow up my land right now? Sort of sucks. Yeah, well, that's what happens, I guess. Play a land, pass the turn. I guess our slow start is just destined. They play a synthesizer. Hopefully they whiff on a land. They find a land anyway. Well, none. Okay. I mean, that's how the deck is built. 14. So I'm going to hope they don't have a second raise. I'm going to play the Chancery here and pass the turn. If they have a second raise, I scoop. But if they don't, I go Familiar, Snap, Seagate Oracle, and then I have Meeting the Minds. What do you got? Goblin Bushwhacker. 10 damage coming in. Okay. Landscape Familiar. Bounce this Goblin. And then I'm looking for Hydroblast. Just take... I mean, I think take the Seagate Oracle at this point, but we're probably just dead here. The raise really trashed me. Maybe playing the Seagate Familiar out there would have been a better call. It's possible they have no burn in hand. We're at 2. They have burn in hand. Goblin Grenade. Okay. Would have probably won on the play. You can also maybe cut an additional Murmuring Mystic for another negate. I don't think that's that great though. So they threw their land away and still made their land drops and had everything going on. Pretty nice. This hand is quite good because we have a turn 2 blocker, turn 3 blocker. And if they don't interact with our lands or kill the familiar, then we have all these things in play on turn 3. I don't have to play the Chancery right away. Okay, our opponent mulligans to 6. Go Island, pass the turn. Just gonna F6. No response. They play Voldaren Epicure. Go land Familiar. Pass the turn. If they bolt the Familiar turn 3, I'm going to play just the Seagate Oracle. They go Tomb Raider and Goblin Slutter. I can block the Epicure and they can if they want to kill the Familiar, they have to sacrifice both of their creatures, which is a completely fine trade. I would be 100% on board with that happening. Wow, I can't believe they're going for that. That seems really ridiculous. Unless they have Gutshot in hand? Wow. Okay. That is really aggressive. Seagate Oracle. I have another blocker. Okay, I'll take the Snap over the Chancery. Pass the turn. They play a Synthesizer. They find a Great Furnace. They have 3 cards in hand, so I guess all of them are action. Now they can't attack. We'll play out the Familiar. Play the Chancery. I'm concerned that they're going to have a raise again. Okay, I guess they're discarding a mountain. They did not have that right. They didn't have actually really anything in hand, apparently. Plays a Synthesizer. Trying to whiff on a raise. Finds a Lightning Bolt. Bolts the Familiar. I'm going to snap it. They're going to use a second bolt. That's fine. I think we are definitely winning this game. Let's draw 5 or 3 cards. How's that feel? Very nice. Your turn. They had to expend so many resources and they just didn't get anywhere. They're going to crack the Synthesizer. Finding a Tomb Raider. So they're going to attack with the Tomb Raider and the Epicure. I'll block the Epicure and take it off the table. And then I can play Chancery, snap this. Just the attack there. Okay, I'll block. Tap our lands, play the Chancery. So now we can untap or pick up the plains, snap the Samurai. It's gone forever. And now we have 7 mana. Untap. So we can go 4, 5, 6, 7. Play the Seagate Oracle first then. I don't even know if I need the Faithful right now. I guess I'll take the Faithful. We'll play Archaeomancer, getting back. Snap. Okay. Your turn. No attacks. So versus the red deck, you just sit around doing nothing until you eventually have a big enough board to start attacking. They're going to crack a Synthesizer again. Finding a Goblin Blast Runner. Another good target for our snaps. Plays the Blast Runner. And a mountain. Okay, looks like they're going to do something else. Maybe they're going to raise here. Goblin Grenades on my Archaeomancer. Okay. Let's go God Pharaoh's Faithful. Snap on the Samurai. Tap some lands. Tap them again to cast the Mole Drifter. Now we can cast the Medium Mines for free, but our opponent scoops it up. Let's go to round 2. All right, round 2, we're 1-0 versus Lucky. This hand is fine, assuming they don't blow up our lands, but we'll see what happens. Go God Pharaoh's Faithful, turn 1. Swamp from the opponent into a Carrion Feeder. This is an Aristocrats deck, which Murmuring Mystic's going to be pretty good against. We'll pass the turn, picking up the plains after playing the Chancery. Pass. I think the next turn we're probably going to go plains, snap your Carrion Feeder, play the Murmuring Mystic. They play another Carrion Feeder. Okay, so that kind of makes the snap plan worse. And just play the Familiar, play the plains, pass the turn. We can block and Ephemerate now. The last time I faced this person, I thought it would be on some sort of like Aristocrats Brood Scale deck, but I didn't see Brood Scale in their list previously. They cast a Bayou Groff. Sure. Feel like I'm going to try to snap their Bayou Groff. Bounce it. They can sacrifice it, but kind of doesn't get them anywhere. Okay, they're not going to do anything with that. So let's go Familiar. And then I don't think... they had some amounts of trample. I guess we're going to pass. I want to get the Murmur Mystic down. Let's pass the turn now. They play a greedy Freebooter, so they can sacrifice the Freebooter for the Groff. Okay, they're going to Deadly Dispute the Freebooter instead. So that gives them 2 cards and a treasure. It's definitely a cool synergy because now they have a second treasure from the Deadly Dispute. They made that a 0 mana spell. They play this Festering Gulch, putting me to 20. We haven't drawn any cards that draw cards, but our lands have given us a little bit of card advantage. Carrion Feeder. Is that it? They pass. Okay, we find an Archaeomancer. Kind of stinks to have to like waste all of our mana here, getting back the snap. Play the plains. Now I'm just holding up the plains as an interactive spell. Next turn we can snap and replay the Archaeomancer, making some birds. They're going to hardcast a Bayou Groff. Okay, 5 mana Bayou Groff. I can just snap that. Maybe find an island. Okay, so snap the Groff. So that's a time walk. Very nice. Ephemerate the Archaeomancer, getting back the snap. I don't think they were very lucky this game, unfortunately. Sorry. They concede. Nice for us. We didn't draw any card draw spells. All we did was play out our best cards. So we didn't draw anything else. That was weird. Okay, the counterspell is kind of medium. I don't know that negate's that good, though. Maybe we have, like, just 2 counterspells and a Thraben Charm. So versus this deck, we're just pretty much looking to go for, like, a life gain pile plan, stall, eventually attack with birds. That tends to be the plan. All right, here we are, game 2. We're on the draw. Very, very slow hand. We're going to mulligan. This is not very good, but we can probably keep it and get rid of the counterspell. We have a tap land turn 1 into, like, grab the... We're going to go tap land. Then turn 2, I'm going to get the floodplain and play it. Turn 3, I'll cycle for an island, play the island, play Faithful Preordain. Our opponent has lead on a plant token turn 1. They play a swamp and a Bequeathal. And if they Village Rights this, it'll draw them 4. Village Rights, they're going to go to 8 cards in hand. They'll have to discard the hand size. All right, let's grab, stay on the plan. That Bequeathal made me nervous. Play the Floodplain, your turn. Because we already have the Mortuary Mire in play, we really can't afford to get a plains. It would really pinch us on blue mana. They play a plant token, and they're probably going to Bayou Groff. Yep, okay, that's a 5/4. Cycle. We're going to stick to the plan of getting the Faithfuls in play. Faithful into Preordain. If next turn we have an island, we can go Familiar Seagate Oracle, and Ephemerate and Mini Mines. Okay, I kind of like both of these. But that means that we won't be drawing a land next turn. So we'll have to go Sunscape Familiar into cast Meeting of Minds, hoping to find a land. But we will see 2 additional cards that way. Gets in for 5. That puts us to 16. There's a Colony Garden. I wonder if they're going to play another Bayou Groff. That would be bad. Okay, they don't. So Sunscape Familiar cost reduces Meeting of Minds, making it cost 3. So now we can go Meeting of Minds here. Tapping these 3 creatures. Or 2 creatures and a land, I mean. We had to do that right away so they don't snuff out the Familiar and stuff that whole plan. And I'm going to play the Chancery, picking up just the island here. That'll give me the most mana untapped for next turn. If I take the Mortuary Mire, I could, you know, get back a creature, but I think it's not as good. They're going to Deadly Dispute their plant token, so they'll untap with 5 mana, maybe 6 if they have an untapped land drop. Yeah, they have 6 mana. They Rancor on the Biograph, it's a 7/4, and they showed me Rites of Consumption on a previous game when I paired against them, so we have to be worried about that. Get in for 7. We go to 10. I'm looking for a snap, I guess, so maybe I want to go Faithful Drifter Ephemerate. I could also Drifter double Ephemerate. Draws me a bunch of cards. They play a Gurmag. I'm going to play the Faithful and then play an island to evoke this Muldrifter. So this puts me to 12. Trying to find a snap. Draw 2 cards. We'll Ephemerate and draw 2 more cards. Unless they have a Snuff Out or something. They have a Cast Down. Okay, that's pretty bad. Let's cycle here, grabbing an island. Pass the turn. So I have 2 options. I could double block the Biograph with my 2 Faithfuls and take the 5. I'm going to 7. Means if they have the Rites of Consumption, I die either way. We'll just block here. Hopefully they don't have it. We're going to go to 7, which is the perfect amount to fling me. They play a Greedy Freebooter and a Carrion Feeder and a Bone Picker. Find a Lorien Revealed. Let's start with Seagate Oracle. Go to 8 life. Still looking for Snap. Find Counterspell. Yes, that's okay. Play a Seagate Oracle. Puts me to 9. Chaomancer. Play a land. So on their turn I can go block, block, block. Block this. That's 7, 8, 9, 10. So I still have to just Ephemerate looking for a snap. I think I'm going to whiff here. Maybe I should have taken the other Seagate Oracle. Yeah, okay. Go to the next game. Lucky, lucky. Maybe instead of Counterspell, we just want negates. Feels bad to trade down on mana for all their creatures. All right, we're on the play for game 3. Okay, this looks like a really nice keep. Turn 2 familiar. I like it. They play a Colony Garden. So nothing's stopping us from playing the familiar. I'm going to cycle for my plains. Land. Play the familiar out. And then next turn, it's just going to be another familiar, pick up the plains, and then the turn after that, it's Faithful Seed, Oracle, Meeting of Minds, which is going to be a nice turn. They go Biograph. Okay. Play another familiar. Play this Azorius Chancery. So this will put us to 15 pretty quick. Play a Swamp. What do you got? They play a Greedy Freebooter. Is there going to be another Biograph? Deadly Dispute this time. So they have 2 mana again. Okay, we go to 15. Find a Meeting of Minds. That's pretty nice. We'll go Faithful. Press the Seagate Oracle. Go to 16. So with the trigger on the stack, we're going to a Meeting of Minds. Assuming this resolves. We're going to Meeting of Minds here. Drawing Meeting of Minds and negate. Then resolve the Seagate Oracle trigger. Finding another Seagate Oracle. We can cast that, and now we can Meeting of Minds again. Love it. Free spells are awesome. And if we get an island, we can cast a negate. Take the Faithful actually, because now I can go Faithful and then cast Meeting of Minds again. Boom. Go back to 20. Drawn a ton of cards, back to 20 life. Find Drifter Ephemerate. I love it. Go. So now we have Drifter Ephemerate plus holding up the negate. They play a Colony Garden. That's not going to be enough, but you never know what's going to happen over there. They bequeath the plant token, so they're looking to draw another 8 billion cards again. Deadly Dispute puts them to 8 cards in hand, which they haven't done anything with them. We can't currently cast Meeting of Minds because we have no untapped blue creatures. They Rancor on the Biograph, so that's 7 damage coming in. I'm not blocking. We go to 13. If they have a cast down, we have the negate. Another familiar. Well, I guess I can just play the landscape, play the familiar, and then Drifter Ephemerate. Then the Meeting of Minds cost 1 mana. Let's play the familiar. Then we can evoke the Muldrifter. Gain a bunch of life. Going to 15. All right, this is gonna be cool. We draw 2 cards with the Mole Drifter. We draw 2 cards with the Mole Drifter. uh, looking for a snap. Okay, let's just draw 2 cards with the Mole Drifter again then. Let's see if they have the cast down. This is definitely one of my favorite negate arts here. There's the cast down, we have the negate, gain some more life, going to 19. Okay, I'll just go ahead and attack you. I'm not worried about 7 damage. So there we kind of saw that the contaminated landscape was decent. Alright, they play a spell bomb, which is fine. It's in for 7. We're going to go to 12. They're putting us to 11 with the Festering Gulch. The new desert from Outlaws of Thunder Junction. I haven't seen that one around quite as much as the other ones. Okay, Ephemerate the Mole Drifter. We have another cast down. Nope, not that time. Okay, we have more Medium Minds and more life gain. Play the God Pharaoh's Faithful. And now every Mole Drifter costs 2 mana. Let's just play out a Mole Drifter. Draw 2 cards again, gaining 3 life. Every single spell I play is an anti-bolt. At this point, I'm drawing so many cards that I'm going to have to discard to hand size. But that's fine. Things like the Preordained, the Contaminated Landscape, even this Chancery are not that good at the moment. I'm still really just looking for a snap. No snaps. We can attack. They'll go to 16. On their turn, we can play the Medium Minds. I don't need either of these lands, I think. Maybe the Preordained is not even necessary. We're kind of pinched on blue mana here by having to play out this Contaminated Landscape. But maybe I actually want to keep the Chancery so I can pick up this Plains and turn it into a blue land. And they're going to Nile Spellbomb. They Nile Spellbombed me, getting rid of Medium Minds 3 times. Negate end of an Ephemerate. Alright, go ahead. At some point, we will find Murmuring Mystic. Now we're at 17. They play a greedy freebooter. Okay. They're attacking in. I think I'm going to Medium Mine, see if I can find the snap. Draw 2. And gain 3 life. Go back to 20. Found the snap. Bounce. So I'm actually going to untap the Contaminated Landscape if this resolves. And they're going to Deadly Dispute their creature. Okay. It is off the table. That is fine. They're going to cast another spell. They Bayou Groff another freebooter. Sure. Okay, so let's Archaeomancer, get back to Snap. I feel like there's a possibility that they have an interaction for the Archaeomancer, so I kind of want to cycle Alluring Revealed. But I also want to keep them for card draw, so it's a tough decision. We're going to pick up the Plains. I already played the Plains, so that doesn't matter. Okay, snap the Bayou Groff. We are out of Mole Drifters. I'm only playing 3 in my deck right now. The Village writes their Groff. Okay. So they're actually control decking themselves. And by that I mean they're the ones that are removing all of their own creatures. They spent a lot of resources trying to get the Bayou Groff in play and then just killed it. They're going to go to 8. They're dead in 1 attack. They cast down a Mole Drifter. The poor Drifty Boy. So now they're just at 10. So they can live 2 more turns. We only have 7 power on the table. They play a Swamp into Nested Shambler. That can make them go wide. They Rancor the Nested Shambler. So now the Nested Shambler, when you sacrifice it, you make X 1/1 green squirrel tokens. So they can now Carrion Feeder this Nested Shambler, making this a 2/2. Get a bunch more tokens, and sacrifice those tokens, making the Carrion Feeder bigger. Go Murmuring Mystic. I'm playing the Murmuring Mystic out so I can start actually attacking them, having a lot of more creatures on the table. Gaining a ton of life. Okay, let's draw some cards. Another snap. Okay, let's snap the Carrion Feeder. If they want to sacrifice their Carrion Feeder to itself, once again, I'm okay with it. They could sacrifice this, then sacrifice that, make some birds, or make some squirrels. But no, they're going to kill their own Carrion Feeder again. Okay, I'm going to play Seagate Oracle. Now I'm looking for a blue source, otherwise I'm going to have to cycle the Alluring Revealed for an island and then just go ahead and cast Preordain, or leave up the negate. I don't think we're in any danger here. Find an island. Okay. Play the island. I'm just going to play the Preordain. And an Ephemerate. Okay, I'll take the Ephemerate. Top here. Ephemerate the Archaeomancer. At this point, we've reached what Aspiring Spike calls garbage time. We have won so hard. They have another removal spell. Okay, fair enough. That is okay. I was just doing things for the sake of doing them. Okay. I will attack you for 5. I'm suiciding in a Seagate Oracle to put them to 5. Hopefully next turn we can just complete the game. A Tragic Slip my Mole Drifter. 1 card in hand. They're going to block with their Nested Shambler. They go to 7. We have only 5 power in the air. They're definitely dragging the game out. I'm trying to just win, and they're winning. They're keeping me from doing so. Nicely done. They've got 3 squirrels. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 power. They do have the Rancor in hand. They're going to Rancor up a squirrel. All right, so cycle here. Grab an island. I think we can win this turn. Play the island. Play the Mystic. Yeah, so now we can Archaeomancer. Getting back the Ephemerate. Ephemerate for the snap. Snap the Rancor creature and attack for 9. And they will have to have a removal spell, which we have the negate for. Get back the Ephemerate. Ephemerate the Archaeomancer. Make a bunch more birds. Get the snap. Get rid of your 3/1. So here with this large stack, we want to put whatever trigger has the least on the bottom so that the rest automatically stack by having stack abilities automatically on. So the Faithful are going to resolve. Whirl goes away. This turns on Tragic Slip or whatever. Rancor goes back to their hand. Go to attacks. And attack with everything. They've got a Suffocating Fumes. I'm going to go ahead and negate. Make more birds. I didn't have to negate the Suffocating Fumes, but I'm trying to end the game. Let's see what else they have in their table, or in their hand. A second Fumes. Man. Okay, they'll go to 6 here. So the only card left in their hand is a Rancor. They'll double block a squirrel, double block a Seagate Oracle with some squirrels killing it. Okay. 2. Now they're at 6. All of our Murmuring Mystic tokens are gone, and they concede. Okay, let's go to round 3. Okay, round 3, we have to mulligan this. It has only 1 land. So this hand is not very good. We're on the draw. We have the Drifter Ephemerate. I'm going to keep this and put back Meeting of Minds. Opponent plays Dark Moss Bridge. They're probably on some sort of Glee combo deck. Great Furnace. Ichor Wellspring. Could be the Jund scammy Glee that I was playing. Okay. I'm going to counterspell your Refurbished Familiar. That way you can't just play a, what's it face? Enforcer this turn. Go land and Seagate Oracle. I will take the counterspell. Plays a Blood Fountain, so we're probably going to get Enforcered here. There's a Swamp. Carapace Forger, that's a 4/4. 2 mana. Deadly Disputes a Blood token. Could just be some sort of Jund Affinity. Don't really know yet. They have 1 treasure token left over. Going to cycle. Grab a Plains. Play the Plains. Going to Ephemerate my Seagate Oracle, seeing if they will respond. They didn't respond. Okay, let's take the Chancery. Maybe Thraben Charm is good. Take the Thraben Charm. Guess I should just snap this right now. Snap the Forger. Your turn. Now I'm trying to keep my Seagate Oracle alive, but also keep their creatures off the table. And then I want a Thraben Charm, get rid of their creatures when they try to Blood Fountain it. But then, kind of like, okay, they go Carapace Forger, Mirror Enforcer. Okay, that's not great. Is the Carapace Forger. I'm going to counter. I'm countering the Carapace Forger because it actually had cost them mana. They play a Karkland Shaman. Are you going to wipe the table just to get rid of my Seagate Oracle? Go for the Ephemerate. Interested to see what happens here. I think my Ephemerate's going to resolve. It does resolve. We find Plains, Medium Mines. I take the Plains. Find a Medium Mines anyway. Okay, I'm going to pass. I'm going to plan on blocking the Shaman and casting Medium Mines. They go for the Blood Fountain. I have the Thraben Charm. They have another Carapace Forger. 3 mana, 4 mana. We're going to exile your graveyard in response. Bet they did not see that coming. Yoink. Okay. They get in for 4. Resolves. I will not block. Let's cast Medium Minds. Draw 2 cards. We find Contaminated Landscape and Archaeomancer. We can go Drifter, Flicker, Drifter, Oracle here. Then they have to like sacrifice a bunch of stuff. I think I'm going to go for that. Evoke the Muldrifter. I'm going to draw 2 cards. Doesn't seem like they have removal in their hand right now. I'm going to try to flicker my 2 creatures. Having creatures in the deck makes flickers a lot better. Guess they have a removal spell. A Reckoner's Bargain, sacrificing a land. I guess they're looking for a Galvanic. Now they have to sacrifice 3 lands. Then I can go Archaeomancer, snap your Mirror Enforcer. They'll be set pretty far back. Okay, alternatively they do nothing. That works. We can take Mortuary Mire or Island. I'm going to take the Mortuary Mire. Our opponent casts a Blood Fountain, and they're looting. Plays another Bridge and a Carapace Forger. It's in for 4. Okay. I'm going to preordain first. Bottom these Chanceries. Or Landscapes. I guess I can just go Archaeomancer, grab the Ephemerate, then can sacrifice this for an island. Just Ephemerate the Muldrifter. They do have red mana available with the treasure token though. I have no idea what they're doing. Okay. Let's see what happens. I think I go block, block, Ephemerate the Muldrifter. They play a Slagwood Bridge, another Mirror Enforcer. Yeah, this looks like just Affinity. Not that just Affinity isn't bad for me. We will block, block, block. Try to take this off the table. Okay, they're going to kill the Muldrifter and the Archaeomancer. I'm going to grab an island. Carapace Forger is dead. They can get it back with the Blood Fountain. We're at 8 life. They have 2 cards in hand. Find a Faithful. I have 7 mana. Go Faithful. Play the Archaeomancer. I think I grab the Flicker. Then I can play the Landscape and block, block, Flicker. And also Flicker in response to the Gorilla Shaman, or Karkland Shaman. And if they want to go for sacrifice 4 things right now to take my Faithful off the table, I can Ephemerate the Seagate Oracle. Alright, this is an untapped land here. Okay, they're going to be doing some Karkland Shaman things, so let's... That's not probably what they wanted to do. They did not hold control. They get back Carapace Forger and Shaman. They play the Carapace Forger out. They can now play the Karkland Shaman. I don't know what their plan is at the moment. I think they're probably going to try to wipe in response to my flickers. Block, block. We'll Ghostly Flicker here. They have to sacrifice 3 artifacts. We'll go to 10. Then we can play the Mortuary Mire. We have 5, 6, 7, 8. Mortuary Mire. Get back your Archaeomancer. And then we can not really get very far from there. Okay, they're sacrificing some stuff. How much are you going to sacrifice though? 3. Okay, so Flicker's gonna fizzle. We take no damage. Find Meeting of Minds. Okay. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm gonna start with the Seagate Oracle. See what I find. Maybe I shouldn't have tapped the white mana there. Kind of looking for a snap. I find a Familiar. So I can take the Familiar. Play the Familiar. I think I'm just going to Drifter Ephemerate. Ephemerate the Muldrifter here. Finding a Preordain. Okay. So now I can Mortuary Mire. Or I can Preordain first to clear the top cards. And then, because I know I'm going to draw the Mortuary Mire. We're going to go to 13 here. Okay. Mystic is awesome. So I like pop, pop. Play Mortuary Mire. Get back the Archaeomancer. So the thing I'm concerned about is how many Galvanics they have in their hand. But they didn't have any before. Although now it looks like they're going to cast Deadly Dispute. They cast Eviscerator's Insight. I kind of feel like I have to block with everything. That makes me not dead to double Galvanic. If I block with just Muldrifter and Seagate Oracle, I'm dead to double Galvanic. But I think I can probably just go off on the next turn. Alright, we're just going to take the risk. Block, block, and then hope they don't have double Galvanic in hand. They've not used Galvanics at all before, so they would had to really have drawn a bunch of it. 4 mana. What is going on? What? They Okibigang me. Okay, that is not what I expected to happen, but that's totally fine. We'll discard Familiar, Lorien Revealed. I'm actually kind of excited that that's what happened there. Okay. Ephemerate the Muldrifter, draw the Archaeomancer. We'll go Sunscape Familiar, play a Sunscape Familiar, play Archaeomancer, getting the Snap, play the Chancery, pick up the Mortuary Mire, snap my, we go Murmuring Mystic, play the Murmuring Mystic, snap my Archaeomancer, untap, play Archaeomancer, get back Ephemerate, cast Medium Minds, draw, Ephemerate, more birds. We have more Medium Minds that we can cast. Now I'm going to get back to Flicker. Alright, I'll pass the turn. Our opponent getting pretty hosed by their not maintaining priority using the Karkland Shaman. That really wasn't very good for them. So they have a 0 mana Enforcer that they can cast, and 2 other cards in hand. They can cast Eviscerator's Insight as well for 5 mana. They play a Mere Enforcer. I guess it cost them 1 because they didn't have any more artifacts on the table. Another Enforcer, 1 card left. We're not worried about double Galvanic at the moment. I guess we're a little bit worried about a Karkland Shaman. 2 mana. Do they have the munitions? Cast into the fire some birds. Okay, guess what? I'm just going to Medium Minds using my birds. Make another bird. Okay. Very nice. So we can go walk, kill this, walk, cast Medium Minds again. Okay, my turn. They're F6. And it should be really easy from here. Archaeomancer is going to get back Ephemerate. Can even play out a God Pharaoh's Faithful. And GG. So our plan is to never let them resolve spells because we're going to dust them into the ground. What's interesting is that they don't appear to be on any sort of blue. So we can cut and bring in Hydroblasts. I don't even know if we could also just cut the Murmuring Mystics. Usually I like to just go a couple of negates. Yeah, that's fine. Well, I'll trim on 1 Murmuring Mystic for another Hydroblast. Because the negate is really for anti... Now let's bring the Murmuring Mystic back in. Just Hydroblast here for Karkland Shaman and the makeshift munitions or Pyroblast from our opponent. But they can't Pyroblast the Dust to Dust. I don't feel like God Pharaoh's Faithful is very good in the matchup when you're just worried about whether or not they can get to land 3. So we have no Dust to Dust in hand. We're on the draw. They're keeping 7. I think I have to mulligan. Okay, this is way better. Way, way, way better. Get rid of the Familiar. We have a turn 2 Revoke and turn 3 Dust to Dust. They play a Swamp and probably Duress. They play Blood Fountain. Okay, another Dust to Dust. Okay, this is what I was talking about. Play the Landscape and your turn. Hopefully they tap land. They play a tap land. Do you have a Duress? They have a Candy Trail. Sacrifice this. We're going to go Plains. We're going to immediately kill their bridge. And we draw the Archaeomancer. Nice. So the Archaeomancer is partially why I think that Familiars is one of the best Dust to Dust decks. We get to keep casting it over and over and over and over. Here we're trying to make sure that they don't have any green mana or red mana. Looks like they can cast a Carapace Forger here though. So maybe that's going to be a problem for me. Looks like they actually were trying to cast a Enforcer. They're going to crack the Candy Trail instead. So if they crack the Candy Trail, I think I'd go for the Tree of Tales and the Blood Token because they won't be able to do anything with the Blood Fountain anywhere soon. And the Blood Token, right, Snap is great. Blood Token can allow them to filter. They're going to respond with cracking the Candy Trail. Okay, good. They're down to 2 permanents. Plays a Dross Forge Bridge. And now they're down to 1 permanence. Yes. But they have that swamp there, holding on strong. Let's evoke a Muldrifter, looking for lands here. Didn't find it. That's okay. Next turn we have a familiar, we have a snap, and hopefully soon we can get the Archaeomancer down to go back for the dusts. Okay, we win the match. Let's go to round 4. We're in round 4 versus Marion. I think this hand is keepable. We have stuff to do in turn 2 potentially. We're on the draw, so we're going to go like tap land, cycle for an island, or tap land into play the Ash Bear and snap something. Turn 3 probably be able to play the Seagate Oracle here. Our opponent mulligans to 6. We're going to keep. They're on Mountain. I expected a burn deck. Plays Blast Runner. Okay. So Floodplain has the turn. Another Blast Runner. They have a main deck Raise or something. Plays a Tomb Raider. Can get in for 1 here. So snapping their creature isn't that good at the moment. I'm going to cycle and play the Chancery. Grab an island. Play the Chancery, picking up my Floodplain. But I'm going to discard the Floodplain because it's tap land and very slow. So now from here we can play this and play Seagate Oracle. And then or next turn we could go snap snap, making 5 mana. But Archaeomancer doesn't really work with just that. This looks like a lot of damage from their end. Gets in. Holder and Epicure as well. Scary. So that's 8 damage on turn 3. Damn. Going to snap this, giving me the mana to cast Archaeomancer, and Archaeomancer gets back snap. So right now they still have 5 damage if they crack the blood token and block the Epicure. They play a Synthesizer, finding a mountain. Plays the mountain. They have 3 mana available. They're going to discard something. This card's a gorilla, main deck Gorilla Shaman. Okay. That makes sense. Just the Gorilla Shaman format. I think I should soak this damage up. We go to 6. They play another Blast Runner. 1 card left in hand. Find a Meeting of Minds. We're going to tap our lands, play the Chancery, pick up the island, snap a Blast Runner. Then I'm going to cast my Seagate Oracle. Another snap, or a Preordain. So I could snap, have 4 mana, Preordain, and then trying to find Faithful. Or I can snap, snap. I could snap, Preordain, snap. Just snapping like crazy over here. Definitely want to get rid of this. I feel like the snap. Oh, I just took the snap. I forgot about the fact that it's not. That is a sleight of hand. That's whoops. Okay, your turn. I would have taken the Preordain there. So they have 2 Blast Runners in hand. At the moment, I'm just going to block this and get it off the table, so I can just block the Blast Tomb Raider later. We're dead to a Goblin Grenade either way. Plays a Blast Runner. Blast Runner again. Cards in hand. Implement of Combustion can put me to 3. They have nothing in hand. So they're saying, I'm going to rip a bolt off this implement right now. We're drawing off the Meeting of Minds, looking for basically only goodness. Okay, did you draw the bolt? They did not. Okay. Sunscape Familiar. Snap the Blast Runner. And play the Muldrifter. So they have to whiff on bolt in 2 more draws. But I can't do anything about it right now anyway, so I'm going to play the Familiar and hope for the best. I mean, they could have drawn a Chain Lightning or something. There's all sorts of sorcery speed bolts. We'll just wait for it to happen. They crack the Synthesizer, finding a Synthesizer. Okay. Plays the Synthesizer, finds a Galvanic. Oh, that's not lethal. Oh. That puts me to 1. And, oh, they just had double Galvanic. Fair enough. The highs and lows. So we're bringing in negate all of these. Cutting on the counter spells. Ephemerate. Raven Charm. So they're, yeah, that's probably fine. Game 2, we're on the play. We have the Hydroblast. So I guess I'm going to keep this and then lead on Island, pass the turn. Once again, I'm concerned about Raise, but I don't know that I can play around it. Blast Runner is going to get countered. Okay, let's play the Chancery and hope for the best. I'm not going to play around the Raise. Plays an Implement of Combustion and a Voldaren Epicure. So here we play the Seagate Oracle to get some blockers on the table, draw some cards. Finding a Medium Mines, that's the turn. Next turn we have Contaminated Landscape untapped, get back the Hydroblast. They play a Chain Lightning. Okay, and then they can attack, putting me to 18. They're going to crack the Implement looking for a land drop. They find a land. Plays a Reckless Lackey. We'll go to 16. Find a Faithful. Let's start with the Archaeomancer for the Hydroblast. The Galvanic, the Archaeomancer. 3 cards in hand now. I'm trying to think about how I can do this. I can go like Faithful, flicker these. That doesn't do anything. I think this next turn I have to play out the Familiar. They're going to Bushwhacker me. That's 6 damage. We'll go to 10. Double Hydroblast. Go Faithful. Hydroblast killing your Goblin Lackey. Going to 11. Passing the turn. Now they have the raise. I'm going to try to counter. Okay, that resolves. That's lucky. Plays an Epicure. They're getting in. I guess I'm taking it. We'll grab an island here. I can't currently Galvanic my creature. Okay, Familiar. Play Seagate Oracle. Now Meeting of Minds is turned on. We're looking for an island though. Finding a Faithful. Yeah, I'll have to take the Faithful, I think. And we have 3 blockers, which is awesome. They play, I don't know, the Great Furnace. Let's cast Meeting of Minds in response to this. Okay, we found a Snap and a Preordain. Now we can go Faithful, Drifter, Snap, Drifter. And that can draw some cards. We'll go to 9 life here. Draw. Cast Meeting of Minds. Draw. Finding a Meeting of Minds, they scoop it up. Yay. So partially about the Meeting of Minds deck is that you can just start chaining really hard. Really make your Faithfuls and Mermaid Mystics way more impactful. Let's see what happens when we're on the draw. We know they have raises now. Scary. I guess maybe I could have just cut one of the Mermaid Mystics or another negate. This hand is too slow. Okay, this hand has stuff to do. Can keep and put back the Archaeomancer. We're really looking to draw some lands though, unfortunately. They play Island into Blast Runner. Oh man. Let's play the Plains, or the Landscape. Pass the turn. We're back in the same situation where we're going to be wrecked by a raise here. Well, they're an Epicure for the opponent. And I think they crack it. They go Kuldotha Rebirth. That is very scary. I'm going to grab an island. They get in for 3. We have to Hydroblast, destroy this, play the Chancery, picking up the land. They're attacking for 4. We're going to 8. Looking for Hydro. They Chain Lightning. Oh no. Any Snapper Hydro. Chain Lightning, we're at 6. Oh man. Guess I start with Preordain. Looking for a Snap. Find the Godfarrow's Faithful. I'm going to bottom, pop the Faithful, play the... Oh gosh. Undo. Play the Faithful, play a land, play the Preordain, go to 7. Top. So now we have to block. They play a Tomb Raider. We have to block the Tomb Raider, I think. I mean, we're dead to a bolt now. What are you gonna do? Classic. Okay. Moving to round 5. Okay, round 5 versus Luffy, who plays Affinity only. So we have... This is maybe okay. I'm gonna keep it based on, like, the strength of the hand, Meeting of Minds, an Archaeomancer back, the Lorien Revealed, or the Meeting of Minds. Our opponent mulligans to 6. We know they're on like turn aside and negate post board, so we have to bring in our own negates. Play the land. We're just going to go ahead and cycle right away. I like calling them Luffy, even though I think it's Luffy, but it's fine. Plays a swamp. Okay, so it's maybe not what I thought. If it's Golgari Gardens, I'm going to be like more sad. Okay, there's a Great Furnace, so that's just that they were playing a swamp in their deck. Grab an island. Let's cast the Godfarrow's Faithful, play a land, pass the turn. On the next turn, I think we just Archaeomancer back the Lorien Revealed. They play a Seed of the Synod. Refurbished Familiar makes me discard an island. I'll go island. Archaeomancer grabbing the Lorien Revealed. They play a Vault of Whispers, so now Galvanic Blast is online. Plays a Mirror Enforcer and a Quarkland Shaman. Strong stuff. I have a Sunscape Familiar. start with a Preordain, Seagate Oracle. I'm going to bottom the Familiar, pop the Seagate Oracle, cycle, grab an island, play the island, just go Unscape Familiar, snap your Clan Shaman, see if you want to sacrifice your board. They say they don't. We're going to cast Medium Minds, draw some cards. Preordain looking for another snap, finding a Familiar and a Faithful. Guess I can keep both of these. Play out the Faithful, return. So they're going to attack us for 6, and they can play the Clan Shaman and start wiping our board. They deadly dispute one of their lands. That's a surprise. Plays another land. Mirror Enforcer. Murr. Okay. So at this point, they could sacrifice 3 things, and then they have a ton of power on the table. We'll see what they do. After careful consideration, they decide to do nothing. We're going to play the Seagate Oracle here. Going to 19. Finding a counterspell. Guess that's fine. Play the Chancery. Not great. Way too much damage on the table. Okay, our opponent's going to start sacrificing their board. Sacrificing 3 things. And they're going to deadly dispute their Clan Shaman. We're going to counterspell. Okay. So we lose our Seagate Oracles and our Familiar. Plays a Kenku, turning their land into a thing. We're taking 10 damage. We need a card draw spell. Find a Preordain. Pretty good. Go to 13. Ephemerate and an island, both I can't use. Bottom. Finding a snap. I can play the Familiar and just snap their land. Get out of here. And pass the turn. Still need like a Mole Drifter or something. They replay their land. They're going to attack for a bunch. I think I should probably suicide the Familiar and take 6 here. We're at 9. Plays an Ichor Wellspring. Draw the Mole Drifter. Okay, so that puts me to 11. Chancery. Pick up the island. Now we're dead to a Galvanic in a lot of ways. They play a Thoughtcast. 1 mana, draw 2. Refurbish Familiar. Okay, I'll discard a land. I think I have to just block the Mirror Enforcer again. Stinks. We'll take 6 damage. Going to 5. This Affinity is the true scam deck. Alright, GG. Go home, Affinity. Nobody likes you. Okay, we'll bring in the Revoke Existence and the Dust to Dust. The Negates. This. The Faithfuls. Even bring in a Hydroblast. Let's see if we can dust them out again. Okay, there's a plan. Keep. They're probably not playing Duress. They might be though. Let's Preordain looking for more stuff. We're gonna bottom the lands. We just need more anti-artifact stuff. Finding the Revoke Existence is pretty good. Let's see what they lead on. They lead on a Mistvault Bridge. I think I need to kill that right away, as opposed to going for the Chancery here, because that turns off their Deadly Disputes, and it turns off the Turn-Aside and Duress. They play another Mistvault Bridge. Let's Preordain. Finding Ash Baron's Preordain. I think I bottom the Ash Barons and top the Preordain. Play the Chancery and pick up my land. Okay, they're going to play an Ichor Wellspring. They had to do that. So we'll go and dust here and Preordain, looking for more lands. We find Dust to Dust and another land. The land being the Lorien Revealed here. They play a Great Furnace. We're going to play Sunscape Familiar and then cycle this for an island and pass the turn. Funny how they drew their 1 swamp both times. Okay. We're going to go Dust to Dust your lands. They play a Deadly Dispute. So if I negate, they could Pyroblast the negate. Still going to negate. They have the Pyro. Okay, so they get to get a land here. I mean, they get a treasure token. Okay. At least we took out some of their lands. So we're going to go Sunscape Familiar. Pass to Medium Minds. If they want a Pyro, they're not doing anything. So now I'm going to go for Drifter, Snap Drifter. And then we'll do it again. Evoke the Mole Drifter. If we draw a dust, we can snap the Muldrifter. Dust them. Let's snap the Muldrifter here. Again. Now they're going to use their thing to kill the Muldrifter. Okay, let's play land, Seagate Oracle, finding another dust or Meteor Mines. I think I just take the dust. Make them run out of lands eventually. So far we've got killed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But they could have turn aside now. We'll go dust to dust. They Reckoner's Bargain their land. What else we got in here? Preordain, negate. So I think I'm going to go play this. Sacrifice for an island. Play the Archaeomancer. Get back the Medium Mines. Draw 2 cards. They scoop. Nice. So it's going to be much harder to do that on the post-board games. I mean, like on the draw in game 3. Being able to take game 1 is pretty much the most important thing. No changes. Run it back. If you really want to beat Affinity with Familiars, you should be on 4 Dust and 4 Revoke. Okay, we have our best cards. Raven Charm is probably the worst card in the hand. If we find an untapped land, we can just go land, cycle, revoke you on turn 2. They've already mulliganed to 6. Alright, they considered for a long time and then kept 6 and led on a Mistvault Bridge. We find an untapped land. No, we find a familiar. Pass the turn. They play a Great Furnace, leaving up a negate. No, they're going to play Refurbished Familiar. I'll discard my Raven Charm. Play a Chancery, picking up this, grabbing a Plains. So the plan on this next turn is going to be to try to revoke existence their Mistvault Bridge, see if they have a response. That takes them off of black mana, potentially. They Deadly Dispute their land. Play Island, pass the turn. Play a Nile Spellbomb. Holding open a negate. A Ghostly Flicker. I'm gonna play Island and Familiar. So they were on the play. They have a bunch of lands. So we kind of need to use the dust for their creatures. Let's try the Medium Mines. That resolves. Okay. Let's play Seagate Oracle. Resolves. I'll take the Preordain. I think I'm going to try to dust their creature in their Spellbomb. It's likely that they have a negate. Looks like they're going to go like dust to dust, or Deadly Dispute the Familiar, then sack the Spellbomb and use the treasure token. I don't know. They paid red-black, but I don't know what they're doing with it. Looks like our opponent had an internet error, so we're just going to see if they come back. All right, we ended up 4-1 for the 5 chests. Awesome. 4-1 is nothing to sneeze at. I think this deck was quite strong. Some of the problems were that in the early game versus red, we end up kind of not doing anything and dinking around. So I wish there were a way to fit more cantrips into the deck, but it's pretty tight in slots as it is. And we did beat red the other time, so 50-50. We did lose the game 1 versus red, which kind of stunk. So otherwise, I was pretty happy with it. Unfortunate loss to our Affinity opponent in round 5. I hope their internet is okay. Hashtag still listening. We'll see you in the next video.